All right, so we are live. So we're gonna call this meeting to order. Like we do before every meeting, we're gonna ask everybody to take about 60 to 90 seconds to pray if you want to pray. I do want to ask for those of you who do pray, definitely pray for one of our member at large who's in the hospital right now, Markeisha. So definitely send up a special prayer for her. She's doing better than what she was doing, but unfortunately she still hasn't been released. So definitely send up a special prayer for her. So at this time, we'll take about 60 to 90 seconds to pause to do a prayer, and we'll get started with our meeting. And turn your ringers off. All right. Thank you all for that. All right, so just want to acknowledge some of the officers that we have in the room at our meeting tonight. So we have our, we're just going to go in order as I see them from front to back. Our membership chair and large member, Tiger Harris. First Vice President and Freedom Fund Chair, Jacques Laurent. Jackie, wave your hand at the camera. Our Madam Treasurer, Princess Hawkins. Assistant Treasurer, Darlene Wilkerson. Our new youth advisor, Reese Walker. Tentatively, we got officially voted in, but that'll happen shortly. Our Political Action Committee Chair, Ellie Walker, and our Madam Assistant Secretary, Shanika Walker. Sorry, I missed over. And our Youth Assistant Secretary, Malia, and our new Youth President, Jalen.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
So first order of business, before we jump into the actual agenda items, we'll have our committee reports. So we call up our Freedom Fund chair and get an update on what's going on with our Freedom Fund bank.
Yes, I can get some more. You like some more?
Oh, no. Really good. All right, pull it up. Okay.
So, what's the best part?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. So the report for the well, I just go through this. The report for the Freedom Fund is as such. We're moving at a pretty strong click. Got the location locked in, the caterers all set. We got our keynote speaker and coming, and we got our honorary chairwoman all set. We've named the banquet. We've set the price. We have the links for you to go buy your tickets and your tables, and it's on May. And so the event is in September 20th, 2025. So there's absolutely no excuse for the place not to be packed and sold out. Okay, so some real quick information. With the banquet, we've chosen to name it. So typically when you have a Freedom Fund banquet, you can name it after someone that has had an impact on the community. So we've named it after our a former president who is we've lost for a while after Reverend John Stewart. So he, whenever you speak about the NAACP and Gwinnett, usually his name comes up, and it's because of the work he's done and his time between 2003 and 2006. So we have chosen to name it after him, in honor of him, and that's an honor that typically tends to be somewhat temporary because you could change at any given time. But that was the first announcement. The second announcement is the honorary chair of the banquet is our county chairwoman, Nicole Love Hendrickson. So she was pretty excited to work with us and to get that going. So we're pretty soon we're gonna have all the promotions out there. And should I mention so our keynote speaker is Dr. Daniel Black. Okay, so if you don't know that Daniel Black, all I can say to you is he's coming. He is coming. Okay, so I get to watch he has about 3 or 4 books out. President Paul?
Like 5, 6.
5 or 6. Okay, see, I was underselling it. But he has about 5 or 6 out. He is a professor for African American Studies at Clark Atlanta University. And if you go and watch his commencement last year, and he's like, they're coming. So go look that up for the Clark Atlanta commencement last year. Short, sweet, but extremely effective. So we're excited to have him to be with us. So now what's left to be done? Now we need to plan the event itself. So we're going to have our next meeting tomorrow for the month, where we're going to start breaking down all the different pieces, the components that will make the event an exciting event, like selecting DJ, band, and all the entertainment components about it. And then beyond that, we want to get the fundraising going, because we want to get definitely tables sold. So the price for the tickets are $175. However, it is $150 until August 1st. So that means go get your ticket now, because we're selling tables over individual tickets right now, because we want to get the tables sold. So the based on the configuration, because we're going to have a stage with DJs and a dance platform, so we can have a little fun at the end of the event. So with that said, the place got to cut back down a little bit, and I didn't mention it earlier. I think you guys already know it's at the Buford Community Center. So we can only have about 225 seated people. Okay, so that means is get your table, get your seat. Now, here's what I would recommend. Okay, you can bring 10 people together and get your table at $1,500, and for the members, it will remain at $1,500 until it's sold out, basically. So if you get 9 people with you, especially if you got a family like me, I got 4 or 5 people from my family, I already got half the table sold. So bring your. I heard that, Tiger. Get your. You could work on getting a table. We're also working on getting churches and municipalities and businesses to buy tables and be sponsors for the event. So with that said, let's get as many tables sold as possible, so that we can know that we will at least be in the black for the event. But beyond that, we have a link for individual tickets, but there's only limited links for those, because most of the links are reserved for the tables, because they're tables of 10. Okay, so having said that, really excited. I can't wait till September gets here, so we can have an amazing time, because the theme for the event is elegance for cause. Okay, so while we may have a nice time laying our head down, but it is about being focused on the work that we do about social justice, fighting for social justice, and making sure that everybody gets a fair opportunity to function in this nation. So with that said, I believe that is my report. Any questions? No? All right.
How are you gonna get the tickets?
So, did you?
Members should already have a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a member of our organization. If you're not a member yet, then that link should go out next week. Publicly.
Okay.
So members should have, if you're a member, secretary should have sent you an email earlier.
Where would it be live at next week? Where would it be live next week for everyone else too?
The public should get, you can go to our Facebook page on the events and buy the tickets. You'll be able to go to the website, NAACP.org, and buy the tickets. So, you know, you follow us on social media, Twitter, you'll be able to get the tickets. The link will be everywhere that we'll X, whatever you want to call it.
Any other questions? Now, in terms of the tables, my recommendation is if you're part of a church or an organization or a business, to if you know, number one, if they want to be a sponsor for the event, you know, please, you know, reach out to me, reach out to the president, and we'll speak with them and get them to be. They could either want to be a table host or they want to be, well, if you don't want to be a table host, once the link is open, you can just go there and basically purchase a table. So that's pretty much straightforward and easy. But for sponsorship, if you have a business that you know, and to be frank, and I spoke to President Paul about this, is that in light of what's going on, I really think we should be targeting Black businesses, you know, so that we support our own, we support them and they support us. Because when the time came, all the big businesses walked away from the work. You know, they turned DEI to be something other than it was. So if we're gonna fight for, we need to be about it. You know, so let's seek to work with our local businesses so that they can be there and present and be part of the whole activity and support us as we fight to ensure that each and every one of us are able to function well. So. Go ahead and look into whether it's your church, whether it's your business or some business you're affiliated with or some organization, and see how you can get a table so that we can make sure the place is packed. And we're gonna hear Dr. Black lay it down. Thank you.
All right. Right along. So our membership chair, Tiger Harris, come up and give us an update on the membership committee.
What was the red? That chicken's good. Darlene, good pick. Good pick of that chicken. Oh, I thought it was good.
Oh, and while Tiger's getting ready, let me do acknowledge a few people, a few additional guests that we have here. Do want to acknowledge the Councilwoman Crawford here from Lawrence. Local elections this fall. I'm not telling y'all who to vote for, but you know, your seats up this year. Is it up there? So she is running for re-election.
But trust me, I would be here regardless.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Turn your face to the camera and say hello. Your face to the camera and say hello. There you go.
And then we do have a vice chair. I mean, make sure I forgot Akbar Ali.
That's right.
Yep. And vice chair of the party.
But unfortunately, can't stay the entire time. We have an XCOM meeting coming up tonight at 8. But I did want to say hi. I did want to introduce myself because we're all in this together. And especially when the topics are touched on where racial injustices unfortunately come back, and we all need to band together with this, especially when costs are high and a lot of our government just isn't listening to all of us. Yeah, but that's the change that we need to make. So with that, I won't take up too much of your agenda. Right. I will head out. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Racial justice never left.
True.
Otherwise, there'd be no need for this meeting right here, right? Right? But, you know, without me having to get into that. But if you do experience racial justice, this is the place for you to join. Membership committee chair. I am Tiger Harris, and that was actually a pretty good segue. So we have our meetings every first Thursdays. So we just had it on May 1st. So please make sure all members, listen, we need y'all. We need y'all. This, like, you know, I tell everybody, this is the most important committee of the NAACP because it keeps it going. You know, we have to get members. We have to get more members. So we need each and every one of y'all. You can be in more than one. You can be in more than one committee. That's A-okay. But we definitely need you guys. We definitely need you guys to volunteer for the membership drives. We need your ideas for membership drives, and we need to get people that you know to come on in and join you. Right? Yeah. Okay. So going right along. My membership, the membership meeting happened on May 1st, 2025. Again, I am the chair, Tiger Harris. The members and visitors present were Dr. Mott. Many of you probably call him the Traded Splash Brother. That's what he's, you know, known as to the Guanetians. Also the first VP, Josh. They see you on the camera, Josh. Thank you. Shantae Stroud, Dominic McCormick, Tyler Collins, Lewis Wilkinson, Ernestine Brown, and Robert Brown. So for the opening, we had our roll call, and we talked, you know, we read the minutes, we stated the old business, how light memberships work under the new bylaws, the spotlighted feature for existing light members, and upcoming events. New business included upcoming events, and we talked about the volunteers that were needed for the different events, places of worship to visit during the month of May, business relationship building, sales approaches, and then we have an open floor. So we talked about the Swanee Asian Festival, which is happening on this Saturday here, May 10th, 2025. And it's from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. So when I tell you guys, well, you guys have seen the Olympics. You guys have seen the Olympics, you know, when it was in China. I mean, they have, the colors are amazing. They have different performances. Like, I mean, I've been there, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. They really do it well. They have a lot of things for the kids to do, and they have, you know, speakers that come in, and so it's not you know, there's many different Asian communities, especially here in Gwinnett. So it covers just about everybody. Everybody comes out. You don't have to just be Asian to enjoy it. So make sure y'all come out, and we definitely need some volunteers. And Edward, we are sending out the volunteer sign up sheet to everyone. Okay, yes. Sneaker, right? We sending out we sending out that sign up sheet to everybody, right? So all our members, please. Awesome. Yes. So make sure y'all look. I want you guys to jump on it so quickly that it just fills up, and then you're on a waiting list. Like that'll be awesome. Please, let's get there and enjoy it. Definitely shout out to Michelle for hooking that up. The Malcolm X 100 years birthday celebration is next week, Saturday. So we definitely need at least 2 volunteers for that event. That event takes place at 1:30. Oh, I know. Yeah, I thought you were telling me something I didn't know. Okay, at Bogan Park from 1:30 to 3:30. It's only a 2-hour event. Yes, at the what is it called? The community center, right? Okay, Community Center Activity Center. So that's taking place. We're gonna celebrate Malcolm X, and educate, about Malcolm X. Well, I won't be able to make that one. My daughter is graduating 1:30 to 3:30, 2-hour event. So we definitely need, someone to just sit at the membership table and enjoy every bit of it. And guess what? If they are volunteering, you don't have to pay the $10 fee, right?
Don't.
See that? Listen.
Love you to still pay it though.
So what this President Paul is saying, that you can still donate if you would like to. If you want to donate anything other than your time, right? You can still donate monetary gifts, and that's in whatever increments you want to.
Yes.
But that is $10 for anyone who is not volunteering your time. So you would not be able to say, Shaniko, can you send that out too, please? I sent that to you. Yeah, okay, thank you so much. And then we have the LUUB, Love Festival, which is coming up on June 1st. So right after the Malcolm X 100-year celebration, then you start seeing the sign-up sheets come out for that one. The committee chair said he put together a digital sign-up for each. Oh yeah, I just said that. Okay, and we'll send it out for volunteer opportunities. The committee discussed setting up a membership drive at their places of worship. Then more will be added to the list. So for those that are part of the membership committee, we decided that we were going to set up places of worship wherever anybody in the committee worship first, because you're going there anyway, right? So if you guys, especially in this room right now, would like to help out with that and go to your places of worship, including because I know your pastor's ready, then please let me know, and we'll set that all up. So that way it's not an overwhelming task. The committee voted to have Tiger make a video and draw up an outline to present to the owners of the different businesses when asking for partnerships with the branch. The committee also voted for the chair to provide a video presentation to present to potential members and membership drives. And a reference is made to what our Pastor Darius Daniels does for new members. He sent you text in to a number, and then a video welcoming you and telling you next steps and so forth. Video is sent out to each member so that it just makes it very simple. So I guess since they voted for it, I had to say okay. But unless the committee also voted. Oh, yeah, I said that. So after the video presentations are produced and accepted by the membership committee, it will be presented to the executive committee for approval. And then we'll be able to share it. And that concluded our meeting. The next dates for our meeting are the first Thursday of June, which is wait a minute, hold on. Oh, here we go. June 5th. So you already, celebrated Memorial Weekend. You don't have any more money. So make sure that you come to our membership meeting and let's have fun. We have the best one. Thank you.
Any questions for Tiger? He didn't ask, but any questions? Okay. All right. So moving it along, I'm gonna go last as a couple of membership chairs not here yet. So I'm gonna allow the youth council to come on up and get a report. New president, up by new president.
Woo!
All right, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So our last meeting, the purpose was to formally congratulate and welcome new elected official officers, part of Youth Gwinnett NAACP grant committee, sorry. And the way it kind of broke down was kind of did a passing of the baton, if you will. So outgoing was Keody Atkins. He was the youth advisor. Technically passed the torch to me. Now I'll be the youth advisor. Alana Atkins passed the torch to Jalen Walker, as he is now new president. Ivana Harris will continue to be the youth secretary. Malia went from the second secretary up to treasurer, so now she's the new treasurer. And there was a lot of congratulations and words of encouragement. Talk about fostering relationships and family, and even though Q and Alana is leaving, they'll still be part of our group, and we're always gonna talk to each other. We're like family now. We grew together, doing everything from getting out the vote to building this back up, essentially. So they'll still always be with us, and they will be missed. One of the last things that they passed as they were going out was we all agreed to a limited time membership opportunity for any youth. So that's anybody that's 1 through 25 years old. We're going to pretty much cover 20 youth memberships, right? So all you have to do is provide us, and I'll give you the email where you're going to send it to in a second, but provide your name, first and last name, your date of birth, parent or guardian's name, and a good phone number, as well as your email. And then you will send that information to the YC secretary at GwinnettNAACP.com. Once again, that's YC secretary at GwinnettNAACP.com. That's going to be going to the first 20 people that we get. It'll be a free membership. We're trying to build this up. We want to keep growing. So tell your nieces, nephews, cousins, brothers, all, let's do this, guys. All right. After that, the same thing, like last minute congratulations. Like I said before, we said that we're going to continue building our relationships, and then that's pretty much it. So right now, we've been having our meetings every Sunday. For the rest of the month, obviously graduations and Memorial, all these things are happening. So once we get these memberships, by the way, that's going to close on May 30th. So you have from now until May 30th to get your names and emails in. Let's get these memberships up, and first 20 people will be covered. After that, it'll go back to your normal payment of $10, and that'll cover you for the whole year. All right. And that's pretty much it. Is there any questions? All right, well, thank you for your time, and these are your new president and treasurer.
The secretary?
Ivana Harris, she's continuing.
Okay, but she's just not here.
She's not here.
Okay, and so Tiger didn't make sure you brought me in there.
That's why you got traded. Keep up, John.
I'm just
All right,
saying.
so yeah, the youth council, they have their elections, our elections, that's the adult branches every 2 years, theirs is every year. So, first of all, I want to go back over, pick up what Reese left off, shout out to Keody Atkins, former youth advisor. His daughter, youth president Alana Atkins. They were the ones that once we both kind of got back active at the same time. So as we was getting the adult back, we was trying to get the youth back since they had the head count to get that done. And I want to thank them for steering the committee back into compliance. And so we're going to look to keep it going. So next year, we'll be in the high schools a lot next year, not only for voter registration, but for youth council drives, membership drives, for AXOs. So we'll be in high school, middle school, elementary school. Y'all would be seeing both organizations out there. And only correction I want to make is the age range for the youth is under 25. So
Sorry.
24, once you hit 25, you kind of age out. Now, if you turn 18 and you want to be part of the adult branch, you just gotta pay the $30 membership fee instead of the 10, and then you can be part of the adult. But if you want to stay helping you, you can continue that all the way up until age 25.
So what if you're in college and your college has its own chapter?
It's up to you. You either can stay part of the next youth council or you can join the college chapter. Yes.
So, you mentioned about us getting out to the schools, to high schools next year. I was gonna, suggest we probably need to get out there this year because you have to be 17 and a half to register. So the first election is gonna be what,
Oh, we're still doing voter registration. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about, well,
okay.
correct. You're right. My brain is thinking more when the school year starts over in August.
Right.
We'll be out there, not necessarily next year as in 2020.
Next school year.
Next school year.
Okay,
Sorry.
good. Just want to make
Thank
sure
you for the correction. I appreciate the correction. Yes, yes.
Everybody understood. Everybody already understood. It's except for, okay.
All right, so moving things along, I'm gonna try to go through our committee reports. So I'll start with the health committee. The health committee met on. Let's see. All right, let me put the date out here and I have to get on that. Back to the. What?
Political action committee. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lord, I forgot our Pat Chair was here. Come on, up, everyone. I still thank you. All right. Thank you. I thought everybody could tell. So y'all hear from my Pat.
Okay, hey, everybody.
No.
Amelia Welcome, the chair of the PAC committee. So we had our last meeting on Monday, April 21st. And so our meetings are the third Monday of each month. Members present were myself, Kelly Walker, Vivian Stevens, Dominique McCormick, Juanita Austin, Shirley Amina, and Erica Crosby. So we opened, we had a moment of silence and adopted the March meeting minutes. That included, the updates as the legislative session ended, SAVE Act, upcoming branch events. We also discussed previous events that had happened from April till, from March till April, including the Project 2025 panel event that President Paul hosted, and then ideas for future events. So at the meeting, basically, let's see, we highlighted the minutes from the previous county commissioners meeting and future dates and times, as well as the Board of Registration and Elections meeting. We also discussed the SAVE Act in more detail and just kind of going back over why that's harmful as the proof of citizenship bill. We discussed there's similar legislation in other states like Texas and Florida. So while that's federal, it's spilling down into other states as well. And if you go to openstates.org, that's where you can locate and contact, your local elected officials and to see where they are and encourage them to vote no on the SAVE Act. We also discussed ideas for upcoming civic education forums, specifically to focus on the upcoming Public Service Commission election, important questions we would want to ask, what the position entails, that kind of thing, which led to further discussion about our branch hosting a Get Out the Vote campaign for May and June to encourage people to obviously get out and vote for the primaries for Public Service Commission. The Get Out the Vote campaign, which we talked about, will include both paid and volunteer canvassers and phone banking. And then we'll be sending out signups via email. We, again, we always try to reiterate the importance of attending the monthly BORE meetings, which is the Board of Registration and Election meetings, as well as the Board of Commissioner meetings. The Board of Registration and Elections meetings are every third Wednesday at 6 here in GJAC in the auditorium. And then the county commissioner meetings occur every fourth Tuesday of the month at 7, as well as first and third Tuesday at 10 and 2 for the work and business sessions. All of these are also virtual and online, and then you can go back and get the minutes if you miss them. But those are ones, at least for our PAC committee members, that we encourage everybody to attend and stay updated on what's going on. And then finally, basically, the committee agreed to move May's PAC meeting. It'll, instead of being on that Monday, the 19th, it'll be Tuesday the 20th because of all the graduation events. The meeting concluded with reminders for upcoming branch events, Malcolm X Day, Juneteenth, the Freedom Fund Banquet in September. Yeah, and the next meeting will be Tuesday, May 20th at 8. So if you want to join, all you have to do is just send your email, and then we can get you added to the list. Yeah.
Questions? What do they send the email to?
That would be, you could either send it to the secretary or to me. PAC chair at GwinnettNAACP.com is my email, or you send it to the secretary, or both. They'll get there both ways.
That's PAC, right?
PAC
Okay.
chair, PACC. Yeah.
Thank you.
Got it.
Thank you.
And actually, thank you, Ellie. I know everybody's, just if we ain't got our .org domain back, so .com still works, but it is .org officially now. So we did get our email domain back. Thank the good Lord for that. So I'm gonna kind of go through some of the other committee reports. So I'll start with the health committee, which meets every 4th Thursday of the month at 7 o'clock, at 7:30 p.m. virtually. So the health committee went through a few different things. They went over the national convention dates, confirmed the dates for the Freedom Fund Banquet. They did discuss some of the upcoming events that we have, and I'll get in more detail about that later. Juneteenth, the Malcolm X event. Talked about setting up a vendor table and some other different events that was happening around at the county. We also discussed setting up the virtual health forum with Dr. McCants, who is a cardiologist. That forum should be taking place either sometime this month or next month. The committee had some different things that they've been advocating for, doing advocacy work for. From our meeting with GNR, I know Alzheimer's disease was one of those things. Women maternal health was one of those things that, and these are things that within the Black community, Gwinnett actually was trending higher than the state average. So comparing Gwinnett's numbers, Black residents in Gwinnett County versus Black residents statewide, Gwinnett was trending a lot higher in some of those areas. So we're going to have him come on and talk about one of those areas that was on the list of things that they were talking about in terms of cardiovascular cancer, and just have him give us some tips about, what we can do personally to improve our health. And then hopefully we'll get an elected official that serves on the health committee to be on to talk about what some legislation they can do from a public policy perspective to help. So once we get with Dr. McCants and work out a date that he can do the forum, whether it be recorded or live, we typically prefer live, so that way if you all are watching, you can put questions in the chat and ask questions. Then we'll let you all know and we'll get that information out there. And finally, they talked about setting up some different partnerships, Emory University, Georgia Regional State Hospital, and STAR, who that is, but that's STAR. And then the upcoming virtual meetings that they want to focus on was going to be colon cancer, diabetes awareness. And again, these are things that the committee, through research, talking with GNR, which is, for those who don't know, GNR is pretty much the They control, they're pretty much the county health department for Gwinnett, Newton, Rockville. I'm trying to put it in the acronym in my head, so Gwinnett, Newton, Rockville. So they service all three counties, and these are the data we got from them. And so that's what the committee is going to try to do some virtual forums on, just to bring some awareness to some of these physical diseases. And that pretty much concluded their meeting. Any questions around that before I move to the next committee? Okay. Hearing none. Education. All right, so the education committee meets every fourth Monday of each month. Their meeting was on April 28th at 7:30 p.m. virtually. Those who attended the meeting was myself, President Edward Paul, Education Committee Chair and Second Vice President John Cox, Valerie Rowe, Lorenzo Moody, Michelle Lewis, Shantae Stroud, Ms. Jawan Stewart, and Demetrius Nelson. The meeting opened with a discussion about the late pilot birth program. The committee has decided to shift their focus to targeting the college and career readiness performance index. This is a metric that looks at school equity, accountability, data-driven disparities across Gwinnett County. They also talked about attending the upcoming town hall. They are looking into data at West Ed, where there are reports on multi-language learners. Let's see. The committee made a motion, Valerie Rowe, which was seconded by Michelle Lewis, to provide an update on the latest bus project, which is currently on pause due to leadership change. So for those who not keeping up with what's happening with the school system, the last superintendent was voted out by the board 3-2. New superintendent is coming in. So until then, quite naturally, school's not going to make any commitments to anything right now until that leadership transition happens. The committee did reaffirm its mission is to advocate for fairness, equity, and academic excellence in Gwinnett public schools. The focus was placed on the CCRPI, and again, the acronym stands for College and Career Readiness Performance Index. CCRPI has a comprehensive accountability metric. Education Chair John Cox presented comparative data highlighting the disparities in CCRPI scores and the SAT averages among Gwinnett County high schools, noting the correlation between low scores and high rates of economic disadvantage for multilingual learner populations. The goal is to raise all schools to a CCRPI score of at least 75. The group discussed the need for intentional budgeting and community support in areas. A proposed educational town hall is being planned for August this year to inform parents about key changes, example, weapon detectors, and available resources. Attendees were asked to submit suggested topics and themes. What you need to know was proposed as a working title of the town hall. The committee also reviewed a recent West Ed report presented to the board, which critiqued the Gwinnett MLL, which is a multi-language learner program. Key findings included a gap between teacher-reported instructional rigor and observed classroom practices, inconsistent use of curriculum, and a need for coaching rather than more training. The report reinforces the committee's call for accountability and alignment between policy and practice. And that concludes the report for education. Any questions? And John's not here tonight. He's actually out of town visiting his son out in Colorado. So if you do want to reach him, his email address is educationchair@gwinnettnaacp.org. Again, it's educationchair@gwinnettnaacp.org. And then finally, let me pull the legal redress committee report. All right, so our legal redress committee meets every first Friday of the month. And we actually are in the process of moving that meeting to a new date since people don't like to meet on Fridays. So when that date changes, our secretary, the secretary will get that new date out to you. But they did have their, I'm assuming, last meeting on a Friday, the first Friday on May 2nd, 2025. Committee chair is Daryl Mans. Those who attended the meeting was myself, President Paul, Attorney Daryl Mans, our legal redress chair, Dr. Stacey Tidwell, Ms. Valerie, and Ray, member at large, Ray Hart. The committee opened up, going over outstanding complaints and discussing the upcoming Know Your Rights campaign. This also will be scheduled in August, so it looks like August we're gonna be pretty busy. The committee discussed the new budget report on the cost of the prison system that was produced by GPDI. The committee lastly discussed the role of the district attorney and also the role of solicitor general and what the differences were between those two elected office positions. The committee began the meeting by discussing the complaints that were coming in. The first complaint was from Ms. White, whose son brought a gun to school. For those who may not be familiar, that was the incident that was in the news from Snellville Middle School. Ms. White claims the gun was put in her son's backpack by a white student that they thought was a racial component to how the child was being treated. Ms. White is doing a follow-up and we're waiting on a response. So we still have not heard from Ms. White. She did reach out to us before her son got paneled. So we wasn't able to really get more concrete information on the accusation she was making. So we're reaching back out to her and still haven't got a response. So we'll see where that goes. The next complaint that Dr. Tidwell went over, this young man was injured at GCPS. Apparently, the principal allegedly broke the young man's leg. This happened a couple of years ago. And so the family does have an attorney and is communicating with the NAACP to investigate it further into that complaint. So right now we're still in the discovery phase of that complaint, talking to witnesses about, what happened during that particular incident. The last complaint was handled by a member at large, Ray Harvey. The assault of his son is autistic. This young man, unfortunately, also was allegedly attacked by a teacher at the school. The teacher has since resigned. Mr. Harvin is still reviewing the complaint, gathering more information on the complaint. And that young lady is seeking a new attorney to handle the case. So finally, the committee discussed a Know Your Rights campaign with the tentative date being set for August. And as stated earlier, the committee had two preferred dates, August 3rd or either August 16th. So they're still trying to work on what date they're going to choose. Finally, the committee went over, like I said, the differences between district attorney and solicitor general and which jurisdiction they handle when it comes to crimes. And lastly, the committee did agree to change the meeting. Okay, so it looked like they set it on Wednesday, but they have not set what Wednesday of the month they're going to be meeting. So that is the report. And for anybody that wants to be part of the Legal Redress Committee or needs to reach out to the Legal Redress Chair, Attorney Mans. Again, we're not a law firm, so do not email us telling us to be your attorney. We are a group of volunteers, including myself. And our job is, as an advocacy organization, to look into any complaints that are happening in the community, especially those that may fall into discrimination or, violation of your rights. So that is my report for the Legal Redress Committee. And our Legal Redress Chair email is legalredresschair@NAACP.org. Again, Legal Redress Chair@NAACP.org. There is a complaint that was not in here that we also are looking into. There was a gentleman whose wife was shot through a closed door, and the person was never prosecuted that fired that gun. And so I myself, as president, is personally taking on that complaint. And hopefully we'll be setting up a meeting with the district attorney to get some more information on why, what happened with that case, because that person that fired the gun was not charged. So his wife does have some type of serious injuries from the gunshot wound. And so we're investigating it a lot further to get more information. I have made our national office aware of that, as well as Tiger's nephew case, who many of you may know, the Lewis twins, who were mysteriously found dead in, how's it pronounced?
Owasi, Georgia.
Owasi, Georgia.
Bell Mountain.
What was the name of it?
Bell Mountain.
Bell Mountain.
Towns Council.
We still are looking into that complaint as well, that we received about that. So I made our national office aware of both of those two particular complaints as they are concerning. We'll hopefully, get some answers to both things. Any questions for the Legal Redress Committee report before I let Tiger speak? And go ahead, Tiger.
Boy, it's like school. It's my head, right? No, so I wanted to say this, and since we're streaming live, because I received an email from someone saying, or a text message, one of the two, saying that the NAACP wasn't handling, this situation. They were ignoring that situation with my nephews. So they had no idea that I had any relation to them. But the person was trying to just downplay the NAACP, saying this to do nothing. But anyway, I wanted to say something so President Paul was actually being respectful and conscientious to the family, right? Being respectful to the family. He was waiting on the readiness of the family, and was asked to please hold on until the right time. So it's definitely not the NAACP that didn't do anything. Actually, the Gwinnett chapter, as well as the states and national, had all been waiting to say something, to do something, not just to say something, but to do something. So I appreciate it, and I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you. And thank you for saying it, Tiger.
Definitely.
Again, for those who know me personally, you all know I don't do this for glory or any type of glamour. So I don't ambulance chase. I don't go trying to get on the mic and talk about whatever the hottest thing that happened in the media for attention or to raise money. As Tiger stated, the reason we have not I've made some statements here and there in different public comments we've done about it, but we haven't had like a huge press conference because, again, out of respect for the family, we want them to be ready to do that. And unfortunately, because there's some family dynamics that's happening behind the scenes, some different illnesses that's been happening to the parents, that has interfered with our ability to have a huge press conference. Myself, state president, national president, can come down and speak on it. But we are all concerned. Trust me, I get calls from the national and state office like, hey, what's going on with this?
Weekly.
Yeah, weekly. And my answer is the same. Hey, we waiting on the family. When they're ready, we'll be ready. But so it's not like we ignored it. We would never ignore any complaint or issue that we're getting. Like I said, I'm meeting with the district attorney today about one of the complaints we get, not today, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks, about a complaint that we got through legal redress just to get more information, because that was a concerning issue. So we're always gonna, attack these issues head on, but we're always gonna move at the parents or the person that it actually is affecting's pace. That being said, that is the committee reports. Oh, one more, forgot. So AXO, and I apologize, I didn't do an official report, but Madam Assistant Secretary, I will get you there. I have not trained to do AXO chair. We do have another AXO chair. She was sick tonight. She's not here. Shantae Stroud. And AXO, for those who don't know, that stands for Afro Academic, Cultural, Technological, Scientific Olympics. So that's basically our art and STEM competition. As far as our AXO committee, we had our meeting in May, and what came out of committee was moving forward with the local competition. So actually, we do have some local competitions at our office on tomorrow and Saturday. And then we'll have a final competition the last Friday, which I think is May 30th, to close out local competitions for AXO. Typically, the way that process goes, depending on how the students do, those that score high enough in their particular category, we're going to sponsor them to go to the national AXO competition, which will be in Charlotte, North Carolina from July 9th through the 13th. So we're going to take care of the hotel for them. We'll give them a stipend for gas. So we do have a link for you all to donate and support that cause to help sponsor them to go. The link is bit.ly AXO, ACTSO, sponsorship, I know it's long, 2025. So it's bit.ly, bit.ly, ACT, SO, sponsorship 2025. So if you go to that link, please make a donation with our Facebook page. You should see something pinned to our page or our Twitter page or all of our social media. We got the link out there for you all to definitely go and donate to support AXO. We definitely want to sponsor. Our goal is to sponsor up to 3 students to go to the AXO competition. I don't know who's going to score high enough to go. They all may score high enough to go. So we'll see how it shakes out. I know some of them are competing against each other. So quite naturally, there'll be cheers with that. But yeah, get involved. If you want to be part of our AXO committee, help us. Because again, we kind of did this with AXO. I'm not even going to say last minute. It was more so, again, we got reactivated June 2024. We spent a month just getting our infrastructure back up, just because, you know, person that I replaced, a lot of things we didn't have access to anymore and wasn't able to get back. So we had to do a lot of things from scratch. So it took us to about July to get all our communications and everything back up. And then once July came, the focus shifted to the drive and voter turnout, because we had 6 counties that our national office wanted us to get out the vote campaign in. So everything kind of shifted to that. And so we wasn't able to really get started doing AXO until January or February. And again, we haven't done this in 20 years. Last time we did it, Jawan was probably the one that was pushing it and doing it. And for those who don't know, Jawan is the wife of the person we named our Freedom Fund banquet after Reverend John C. Stewart Jr. So his wife was the last time we did AXO, and that was about 20 years ago. We're talking 2006, 2008, somewhere up in there in 2007. So again, this is our first time. Nobody, has experienced this before, but kind of like, what I was telling the committee, we need to do something, even if it's small scale, just to take baby steps to get it back started. So hopefully one of the students shine on tomorrow and Saturday, and we can send a couple of them to AXO to be the ambassadors for Gwinnett County. Any questions around the AXO committee report? If not, then we'll get started with the rest of our meeting business. Oh,
I had a question on the legal redress report. I know I was walking back in. Don't know if you mentioned it, but we have the twins. But any news on there was another gentleman in the same area, Hiawassee, by the name of Javante Shabert, health incident that happened. Do you have any information on that?
We didn't get a complaint. See if I Gwinnett?
Yeah.
Nobody from his family sent us anything.
Okay. I thought I had shared that information with you. I'll pass it on to you, and if that, could come to conclusion. And also on the twin, any report, I know on the family side that's happening, but has the GBI come back with a report on
No.
findings? They still investigating? I think.
Investigated.
I don't know if I missed earlier. Can you explain more about the Know Your Rights campaign? I'm usually going to end the list. I'm coming on the phone call. So
Sure, no problem.
Welcome to Gwinnett.
So the Know Your Rights campaign is something our legal redress chair, Attorney Mans, wanted to do Basically, the design or the goal of it is just to teach people, if you get stopped by the police, what's the process? How do you have a positive encounter? We're looking to do that in conjunction with GCPD as well as probably the sheriff's office. Get some people from those two organizations as well as maybe other than the chair of the committee, maybe a couple of attorneys or two about what the do's and don'ts, when you get stopped by law enforcement. So that's the little bit that I can give you without the chair being here to lay it out because it's his vision, but that's pretty much the genesis. I mean, just the police, the small group. Yeah.
Very needed.
Can you repeat the link for the sponsorship for,
Axo. So the Axo sponsorship link is bit.ly/, that's the little line that leads to the right. Axo, ACTSO sponsorship 2025.
2025? Thank you.
And I'll work in the future on getting a shorter link. Because Bitly is supposed to be short. I don't know how we got it so long.
Is it attached to the website?
I don't think it's on our website though, but it is pinned to our social media page.
Is the Know Your Rights event that you're gonna do, is it catered to certain ages or is it something like?
No, it's gonna be everybody. Yeah, we want everybody to show up.
And nowadays you need it. Everybody needs it now.
And so the only thing I need now, since we're done with all the reports, I think we covered them all, I think we missed anybody. Can I get a motion from the floor, one of our members to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept our committee reports.
Motion given by Member at Large Tiger Harris. Can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Madam Assistant Secretary Shanika Walker. Questions? Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting our reports, committee reports, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the ayes have it. All right, so moving along with our meeting agenda, and our agenda won't be long tonight since we do have a special guest here that's gonna talk to us about running for elected office, especially in this political climate that we are in. It's very important. So first things first, can I get a motion from the floor to accept the minutes from our April meeting and decline the reading of those minutes since that is open to the public to go back and watch? Anybody can make the motion?
So moved.
Accept the minutes, accept the minutes from last month, suspend the reading of those.
Yes. I make a motion to accept the minutes from the previous meeting and
Suspend the reading of those.
reading those minutes.
I get us a motion.
I'll second
To accept the minutes and suspend the reading of the minutes by the Tyler member and seconded by Member at Large Tiger Harris. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor accepting our April meeting minutes and suspending the reading of those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Let's have it. Next agenda item, details on our national convention. So for those who don't know, as I stated, AXO, if you want to go down to the convention and be, see AXO up close and personal, that starts July 9th and ends on July 13th. The actual convention itself starts July 12th through the 16th. And I won't go over tonight because if you remember, first of all, you can go to NAACP convention. You can just type this and go to NAACP convention 2025, and it'll take you to our national website where you can go ahead and book your hotel to the convention. The secretary or even the assistant secretary will send out the information on the convention for you to book your room. The only thing I will try to pull up quickly is the registration fee for anybody that's going to be an observer at the convention. Pull that up quickly. But the convention date starts Saturday, July 12th, and ends July 16th, which is on a Wednesday. And I'll briefly just go over the convention schedule. So that Saturday will be registration. It'll just check you in. The convention's actually going to be held at the Charlotte Convention Center. For those of you, well, let me just, so from 9 to 12 will be the National Board of Directors meeting. AXO will have a field trip on that Saturday, 9 to 2. For those of you who have youth in college service, we'll have a project where they do a library with aerobics. I don't know what that's about. There'll be a pre-convention summit from 9 to 5 on that day. There will be AXO awards rehearsal from 9 to, well, that's gonna be all day. Then they have AXO immersive gallery. That'll be from 12 to 8. College summit and college fair. So again, if you got high school kids that want to be part of that, that'll be from 12 to 8. Of course, the NAACP store where you can buy some merchandise. That'll be from 12 to 8. Then the foundation board meeting will be from 1 to 4. That's on Saturday. Sunday, AXO contestant assembly. So I guess that's when all the contestants will get together on Sunday. That'll be at 8:30. There will be a praise and memorial service from 8:30 to 11. This is all on Sunday, the 13th. Youth and college advisor orientation. So any of my youth advisors, co-youth advisors, if y'all going to AXO, please attend that orientation. That's from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sunday the 13th. There will be seminar, 9 to 4, credentials committee meeting from 9 to 5, rules committee meeting from 9 to 5, election supervisory committee meeting from 9 to 5. The AXO awards will take place from 10 to 5 p.m. So all awards. And then just trying to see the win breakfast brunch. Again, that is a separate ticket from your registration. So you have to pay for an individual ticket for that. That's not part of your registration. And then WIN stands for Women in the NAACP. They will have a brunch from 11:30 to 1:30. AXO winners reception. So for those of you who are watching, whose parents are watching, and your child participating in an AXO competition, if your child is a national and they win, they will have a reception 2:30 to 4. Youth Council Hackathon, assume that's something to do with like cybersecurity, from 2:30 to 4. College live podcasts and fire talks. So for those of you who have high school or college age kids who wants to just listen in on that podcast, from 2:30 to 4. Then they got a youth and college that is age restricted from 7 to 10 on. This is Sunday, July 13th. And then, of course, they'll have a delegation reception hosted by our board chair, Chairman Russell. And then the final couple of days, youth regional meetings will be from 7 in the morning to 8 o'clock. And this is on Monday the 14th. Membership luncheon will be from 1 to 3. Again, that's an individual ticket. It's not part of your registration fee. We'll have advocacy workshops from 2 to 3:30. Youth and college workshops from 2 to 3:30. Labor town hall from 3:45 to 5:45. LGBTQIA forum and reception will be from 4 to 6. President's reception will be from 6 to 9. And then young professionals reception will be from 10 to 1. Tuesday, I'm trying to skip over the regular meetings that they're doing every day. They'll have the Juanita Jackson Mitchell Youth Awards. That's a ticketed event. That'll be from 7 to 9. And then the gala will be from 9:30 to 11. That's for the youth. And then the final day of the convention, which is Wednesday, there would be a labor awards luncheon. That's a ticketed event. And then, of course, the national version of the Freedom Fund, which is called the Spin Guard Freedom Fund Awards Dinner. That'll be from 6 p.m. to 7:30. And also the award ceremony. But that's the dinner. So that's for the food. The actual award ceremony will be from 7 to 10. So hopefully, our branch will be one of those people getting awards. So I will be in attendance so we can take on all this work we did last year. We need to take on some type of hardware for all this work we did. So hopefully, I'll come back with a couple of trophies. I'm hoping. That'll be from 7 to 10 on the last day, Wednesday. And that's pretty much the schedule. Only other thing I really want to go over really quickly is the actual fee. So the registration fee is not out on the national website yet, but like I said, you can go ahead and book your hotel in advance. The registration fee for anybody that's not a delegate, but you're going as an observer, is $350 for adult and $160 for youth. And after June 1st, that price goes up to $400 for an adult and $175 for youth. If these prices will hinder you from coming to our Freedom Fund banquet, please just come to the banquet. I will say that. No offense to National. Y'all can edit that out. But that's pretty much it from the convention. Like I said, you can go to NAACP. If you type in Google NAACP Convention 2025, you can go to the website and then you can read on, what all you get, with your registration fee and what all things you automatically get into. Anything that says individual ticket, that just pretty much means, it's on top of the registration fee. Anything that don't say that means you can go to that particular event. Any questions about the convention? Upcoming events. So we do have a couple of upcoming events. I'm gonna try to go off the dome, as they say. May 17th, Malcolm X event at Logan Park.
1:30 to 3:30.
1:30 to 3:30. You can go to www.gwinnettnaacp.org. It's www.gwinnettnaacp.org and purchase your tickets off our website. Just click on the events tab or go to our events page on the website. $10. Tickets only $10. I'm just collecting just enough money to pay the speaker a small honorarium and to pay the cost for the location.
The venue.
And so not that expensive, but we got a great speaker. Professor Samuel Livingston from Morehouse will be the speaker. And then we'll have some, we do got a group of young people that's gonna come and do like a praise dance or something for the event. So we did make that happen. So please come out. It's our first time celebrating Malcolm X, to my knowledge, in Gwinnett County. I don't recall the other events. It hasn't happened in a long time. So, this is something that myself and President Pratt of the United Ebony Society and also the National Panhellenic of Tasha Ackerson, we all kind of discussed putting this together since, this was something that nobody was doing. And it was his 100th birthday. And I'm sure like most of you, like myself, like most of you, Malcolm X was a huge part. Everybody either watched the Spike Lee movie or read Alex Haley's book on Malcolm X. So again, this is our chance to lift him up, educate young people. So definitely come out, bring your kids so they can learn, because we know this is not something they're teaching as part of the curriculum. So, like I said, Professor Livingston, I'm sure is going to give a very powerful message. The next event that we have, and we do have a civic education forum on the Public Service Commissioner. Right now, that date is being changed. We did have it set for the last Tuesday of the month. It may get moved to Memorial Day, which is that Monday at 7 o'clock. Just got to confirm with the speaker that they can do that. And then that following, and that'll be totally virtual. So you can, if you're following us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, you should be able to tune in for that event. We will have also a candidate forum on the Democratic primary for Public Service Commissioner and hopefully the Republican primary for Service Commissioner. So that'll be that following Tuesday, June 3rd. Both events will be at 7 p.m. Like I said, if you're following us, click on our events tab on Facebook. You'll see those virtual events already there with the dates to watch. I've already talked about the national convention, so I'll move on from that. We do have Juneteenth, which will be at Rose Jordan, June 21st, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you would like to be a vendor for the event, please go. You can register on our Facebook page by going to the events tab and clicking on where it says ticket. or you can go to www.gwinnettnaacp.org, go to our events page, and you'll see the Juneteenth event. Click the registration button on our events page and register as a vendor for the event. Should be a huge event. I see we got over hundreds of people that said they're gonna be showing up to that event. Normally United Ebony Society put on a great event. This year we just decided to partner with them instead of doing a separate event. So us along with the National Panhellenic, all decided to just join together and do one big event, which will be at Rose, Georgia. And that's June 21st, Saturday, from 3 days. And that's a free event for the general public. Trying to think. Oh, last but not least, Freedom Fund. Freedom Fund Banquet, September 20th, from 6 to 10. Tickets should go on sale hopefully next week once we get our updated flyer. Again, as our Freedom Fund chair and first vice president already stated, we have the great Daniel Black, Professor Black, out of Clark, Atlanta, is going to be delivering a powerful speech. For those who don't know Dr. Black, if you go to YouTube, type his name and put Clark, Atlanta, you'll see his very spirited commencement speech. Just to get a taste of what you're going to get at the Freedom Fund Banquet. As he stated, our honorary chair is the chairwoman of the county, Ms. Nicole Hendrickson. So, like I said, tickets would be $150 for individual tickets, $1,500 for a table. And so it should be a great night of celebration, a great night to talk about advocacy. And we got some good food for y'all. We y'all do that because I know everybody look, when y'all go to these things, y'all want to make sure you get your money's worth in terms of eating. So that'll be September the 20th, and that event is at the Beaufort Community Center, 6 to 10. And again, if you go to our events page on the website, once we got the tickets out there, you should be able to get your ticket. If you are a member, you should have already got an email from the secretary to get your ticket. If you watching tonight or online, you like, hey, I'm a member and I ain't get that email from the secretary. Well, first of all, I would tell you to search your email, type in Freedom Fund and see if the email comes up. And if it doesn't, please email the secretary@gwinnettnaacp.org. Again, it's secretary@gwinnettnaacp.org. Email her and say, hey, I did not get the link to buy my ticket to the Freedom Fund. But all my non-members out there, please go to the website and join gwinnettnaacp.org. And if you haven't joined, that's fine. Like I said, tickets will be available to the public sometime next week. And finally, well, I think we got the next state convention, which will be October 9th through the 11th. It's Thursday through Saturday. That will be in Clayton County near the airport.
Yeah.
We'll have more information and details on that over the summer. But for right now, like I stated before, we want you to come to the Freedom Fund. So if any of this convention will stop you from coming to the Freedom Fund and you got to pick and choose what you're going to spend your money, come to the Freedom Fund Banquet. Because we want to pack that out. We want to sell out all these tickets and have a great time. So that is it from all our upcoming events. I don't think I missed anything. I'm kind of brainstorming. I don't think I missed anything. So that's it for old business. Moving on to new business, unless there's questions about any of those events. Hearing none. So at this time, we do have to vote on our delegates for the national convention. And I'm going to out my little delegate form so I don't mess these names up. All right. All right, so our delegates are for the upcoming convention is Dr. Stacy Tidwell, Linda Tyler, Dominique McCormick, yours truly, Edward Paul, President, Second Vice President John Cox, and Health Committee Chair DeWeese. Our alternates for that event will be Tracy Fox, Nye Henry, Nas Hughley, Cassandra DeWeese, Jacques Laurent, our first vice president, and Princess Hawkins be our final alternate. So can I get a motion from the floor to accept those names as our delegates and alternate delegates for the National Convention?
I make a motion to accept the name and the alternate, delegate for the national convention.
Get a
I
second.
second.
Motion given by Madam Assistant Secretary Shanika Walker, seconded by Member at Large Tiger Harris. Any discussion? For those who don't know, delegates are just people that represent us at the convention. Pretty much they vote. They have to go to certain meetings. They have to attend because they got to vote on the bylaws, vote on resolutions, things like that. That's pretty much what you do as a delegate. We'll have, and my goal is for those members who are active in our organization, coming to the different committee meetings, volunteering for the different events. I want to, based on our membership head count, we can send about 6. We're going to have to get a huge bump before we can add more delegates in terms of our membership. But my goal is to rotate different delegates each year, maybe half from our executive committee, another half from our membership. So some of the people that were butthurt, I want to go to Charlotte. I'm like, yeah, but you gonna want to go to Chicago next year. So wouldn't you want to wait? Yeah, that's right. I'll wait till I can be a delegate for Chicago. And then some people like, I want to go because I think it's in LA or somewhere in California in 2 years. So again, we're gonna rotate it out. So everybody, all our members that are actively involved, keyword, actively involved with our organization. We want you to be the ones to go represent us at the national or state convention. And we are going to allow, like I said, members on our executive committee to take turns to go. So we're going to try to rotate it out. Any other discussion on that? All right, all those in favor of accepting our delegates and the alternate delegates, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it's unanimous. That was. All right, I've already went over the fundraisers for AXO and Nauseum. Just make sure y'all donate, please, online. Hopefully, Athenia, who's one of our members of communication, who run a StreamYard from the house, please have that streaming at the bottom so people can donate online.
It's gonna be streamed live.
It's
gonna be streamed live.
No. She's got the link running across the bottom of the screen on our while we stream.
Oh, no, I'm saying is the act, no.
No, the local competition will not be streamed live. No, it'll be privately done. Hopefully next year our goal is to have a public competition, but not right now, just to be the parents, the judges, and the student performers, whatever their performance is. And that's just because, working on a tight schedule, needed a spot to do it. But next year it will be open to the public for you all to watch and attend our AXO competitions. Because now we'll start recruitment in August. Competitions will start a lot earlier, March and April. And then it'll be May, June, we'll be using the prep them for national. So we'll make it more publication. That being said, I'm going to yield the floor to Ms. Kimberlyn Carter, who is the Executive Director of Rep Georgia, which is an organization that helps get you training to run for elected office. The floor to her, our guest.
You already called.
Mr. Paul, you're gonna drive for me, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give this-
All right.
You might have been reconnected to that.
Okay. All right, good evening. Oh, y'all can do better than that.
Good
evening. When I'm in a room full of people who understand the power of our institutions, and NAACP is one of our institutions.
That part.
And we cannot forget that our institutions are part of our strength. So don't let people play you and try to tell you that we need to get rid of NAACP, that we need to get rid of NAN, that we need to get rid of the Black Panther Party, because our institutions are our strength. And the enemies of our progress have done what over many years? Tried to do what? Destroy our what? Destroy our what? Institutions. And also destroy our what? The L word.
Us.
Our leaders.
Oh, our us.
So we need to be extremely clear,
Yeah.
extremely clear about understanding where our power is, where our power is going, and who is waking up every day trying to reduce it. Because without understanding that, you make a bad soldier in this war, right? If you don't believe that we're at war, anybody here believe?
Oh, yeah.
We're in peacetime now. I don't have to wear my combat boots no more. I can put my Doc Martens up. Huh? We in peacetime.
I wish.
People trying to take everything our ancestors worked for. Are we in peacetime?
Nope.
If Africa is waking up, it's no way we can be asleep. All right? So I take a very unique approach to talking about leadership, running for office, and all of this good stuff. And at this time, what we cannot afford to do is to be afraid and to be silent and to be absent. Now I know. Oh, come on, sister. Thank you. I got an corner right there. Let me move closer. Let me move closer to my corner. Right? So the truth of the matter is that what she said is right, the C word. We cannot be complacent. Right? We have to be visible. Because our visibility is our strength. And so I'm going to talk just a little bit about how we build power in times of crisis. And how do you want me to tell you to go to the next slide? I can do like that.
Yeah.
I can lean with a rock with it. All right. Okay. And no, I am not your average garden variety trainer lady. You know, I like to have a little fun.
Well, that's good.
I like to talk a little trash. And since we got babes in the room, I got to be on my P's and Q's with my little tongue for Johnny Austin. All right. All right, next slide. So I am Kimberlyn Carter. I'm the CEO of Represent Georgia, which is sort of an umbrella that's broken up into pieces. The Institute is our C3. We have a C4, the Action Network, and 2 PACs, right? And so who we are at our core, I so like doing that. Our core mission, and I have to read this because I'm old and I haven't remembered it yet and got it in my memory. So we're a statewide leadership development hub that is committed to creating a nonpartisan leadership development model that works to address, what is that? Say it louder. Structural, systemic, and racial inequities, right? And so our mission is to find and encourage potential leaders. Does that say candidates?
No.
No. Does that say candidates?
Leaders.
So, thank you. It says leader. To support them through an intentional decision-making process and prepare them to get involved and lead in public service. All right. And so our North Star is this bad brother right here, who is actually the most photographed human being in history. And that is, who is that, President, I think?
Frederick Douglass.
That's right, Frederick Douglass. And what he constantly reminded not only us of, but in speaking truth to power, and let's read it together, shall we? Our power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and never will. And so we believe that one way that we can show our power is by being leaders. Sometimes that's being a candidate. Sometimes that's being the president of the local NAACP. Sometimes that's being the president of your neighborhood association. But it is being in a space of power where you speak truth to power, where you place a demand on that power, and that power has to do what? It has to bend. Our problem, what I said, our, because sometimes we don't know our power. We think they have the power. No. We have the power. Y'all complain about these folks in office. We hire and fire them.
Absolutely.
They don't get there on their own, right? Okay, next.
No, we don't.
We don't get there on their own. So very quickly, because President told me how much time I have, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about visible leadership, visible accountability, and visible truths, right? Because I'm saying visibility is our what?
Right.
It's our what?
Right.
It's our what?
Right.
All right, next. Oh. So, and you will have this slide deck, you'll have all my contact information. But I'm always asking people, what's your next big move? What's the next big thing you do? And I always say, hey, have you thought about running for office? Because there is somebody out there who is literally waiting for a leader just like you. Okay? They can connect to your story. They can connect to your headaches. They can connect to your happiness. They can probably actually do some of these line dances I can do. And they're waiting for a leader like you. All right. So one of the things that we do, and I'll share the schedule with you because we have our Georgia Run for Office Week coming up. We do ready to run orientations to help people to understand leadership power. It's only about 90 minutes to 2 hours. Some of them are virtual, some are in person. If you want to host one, call me. I'll come over. My team and I will go wherever you want us to. We do it for local organizations, community groups, households of faith, wherever. I've even done it in barbershops. Because I don't believe that only perfect people should be in leadership. The model has been, oh, she has to be perfect on paper, a resume, college graduate, has a nice, keep her hair in a perm and straight, and, and dresses from JQ and belts. That ain't me. That never will be. Baby, I saw them, kicks back there. I've been checking out your kicks. Yeah. That's not me. That's not who we need in office. We need people in office who, what the young people say, get out the paint. What y'all say, get out the mud. Get out the paint. Okay, thank you, Doc. Help me out now. Yeah. Help me, young people. And so we provide workbooks, checklists, worksheets, and interactive. Get it out. What say it, baby? Get it out the mud. Get it out the mud. Look, we learning together. See, I'm a good trainer. All right. It's also a compliance course because power doesn't want you running for office. So even trying to find out how you run is hidden behind, there's nowhere that you just go click and it tells you.
Yes.
Right, so that's what I'm here for, right? And then we trained over 1,000 people across the state. I put 30,000 miles on my car last year. Right? All right. Next. So I don't know how many of you know this. We are launching something called Power for the People. It is building a new generation of leaders for the environment. Do you understand how much this climate stuff impacts Black folk? Do I have any teachers in here? Parents in here? Have you been to the school nurse lately? If your school has a majority of Black students, let me tell you, that the nurse will probably tell you 70% of the kids have asthma.
Upper respiratory.
Allergies,
I've heard that.
upper respiratory things. Babies sick all the time, because guess what? The building's sick,
Yeah.
right? Because we're giving millions to some rich white contractor to build buildings for our children that make them sick. That's the real of it. And if I'm on TV, I'm on Facebook. That's what I said. Let me do me. I said what I said. Okay. So I won't be invited back. But anyway, that's why I cut up the first time there. I show out for a time. Now it ain't gonna happen back. All right. So we are, if you are a stakeholder in electric membership cooperative, if Jackson EMC is where you get your utilities, there are 41 EMCs across the state. I know you're going to be talking about PSC, but a lot of Black folk get their utilities and electricity from EMC. The boards are stale, male, and pale. Ain't no women on them.
We can change
Ain't no young people on them. I am working to change that by recruiting and training people to go on these boards, because the bills are too high. I know the babies are here, parents. Okay. It is another seat of power that's hidden from us, that's invisible to us. They only meet twice a year. They make $40,000 a year sitting on the board. They get master's tickets. You and I go to, we go see who hit, right? So I'm just saying, I'll send you more information on that. Okay, I know my time is late. All right, and I'm going to send you this. Here are these other spaces of visible places where there is visible leadership, and ain't enough people on there looking like us. All right? Okay. The ancestor, Shirley Chisholm, told us that we should be at every seat of power. And if there isn't a seat for us, what did she tell us to do? Bring our own chair.
That's right.
So the work that I do is to talk to you about bringing your own chair. Because that's how you're going to have to show up in some of these places. It's not an invitation, right? Okay. Next, because I'm going to share all this with everybody. Okay. So I got stuff for you. All right. So first thing, can I get someone to be a marshal? Come on, Oscar. All right.
Jock, sit down.
All right.
It's okay.
So the first thing, do you already have a marshal?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
Normally Jock.
All right, I'm
Just
sorry.
don't worry about it.
I'm just putting Austin.
That's why he was still standing up. I ain't trying to stand
So
up.
the first thing I'm sharing with you is the full list of all of the offices that are up for re-election this year.
Ooh. Sorry.
Thank you, brother. All right. So when I go to war, I'm bringing battle plans. Hello?
It's a good girl.
I don't want you shooting in the dark. I'm letting you know what's up. Okay? So this is the 2025 municipal piece. All right?
Maybe on if I was away.
But we're keeping you. You like your name so we can drop through.
Marlene Taylor Crawford.
Okay, we keeping you, sis. All right. We
Wait.
don't get
Yes, we
rid
are.
of
Right, now we can say it. Yes, we are.
the second one that you have, because I told you we're in a war, right? So we're doing battle plan. This is what's up in 2026. And when you get this deck, I funded something called the Directory of Georgia Candidates. The Secretary of State, Brad Riffraff. That's what I said, Brad Riffraff. Will not take the time to do this because he has people to protect. So I said, well, that's fine, Brad, you ain't got to do it because I'm going to do it. So here is the link. It's free to you to just go and look through, and it has every office in Georgia who's sending it, all the same information here.
Okay, all the same. Okay,
Everything you have. So once you go to this link, you'll see statewide, Congress, State House, State Senate, school board, criminal justice, judicial, you'll see everything. So when you send everybody that signed up this, you just click on it and you'll go directly to the database. All right? Because this is a what? A battle what? It's a battle. Right? These people beat us because y'all heard about Project 2025. Well, the Heritage Foundation was founded in 1971. It didn't just pop up yesterday.
Nope.
Right? It's long-term plan.
Mm-hmm.
My mother called Project 2025 Project 1776. She's so wrong.
Wow. Wow.
She's so wrong. But that's what she calls it, right?
They had to
Because it's always been the plan,
they had to find the right
right? Even though our senator in South Carolina, Tim Scott, disagreed that the foundation of the birth of America was racism. You know, y'all saw the new pope from Chi-Town? South Side Pope. Guess what one of his most famous quotes is? Racism is sin. But we're going to test him out and see if he really believes that, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll see. I knew they weren't going to do no black pope. But anyway, moving on. Sorry, parents. All right. So, we've talked about visible leadership. And that is one of the things that really bothers our people, and even our people that don't vote, is the fact that they don't see enough of us in visible leadership positions. They don't see enough people that look like them, right? So they think if it's just one black person on a board full of white folks, well, he got to be a handkerchief head of Uncle Tom. This is how we show out on ourselves sometimes, right?
For real.
We do something, right? And sometimes they are,
Okay.
but governing is tough. Am I right? Governing is tough. Getting elected is the easy part, but governing is tough. But where we have a challenge is visible accountability. We say these people treat our communities any kind of way. They're going to keep on doing it until we become what? Visible. Okay? Now, one thing I'll say about my little white neighbors, if the street light blinking, baby, they all on Facebook, in the group chat, we going to city council meeting.
And they show up.
I'm talking about if the light blinks.
Yep.
That is called visible accountability.
Some
Okay.
good information.
Now, our people love to be like, oh, they just doing that because they white. No! It's called visible accountability. People can't ignore what they can see. Do I need to repeat that?
Yeah. The people, yeah, people in the back then, yeah.
People can't ignore what they can see. So if we are visible and accountable, if we're holding them accountable with our visibility, that shifts our power relationship with them. Okay? And I have taken 5 Black folk to a school board meeting, and next thing I knew it was 8 cops in the back of the meeting. With only 5 people. Okay? Because our visibility is our what? It's our strength. It is our strength. And hello?
If I can just add to that.
Sure.
What's it also has to be consistent.
I agree.
In the moment.
I agree.
The movement.
I agree.
Just come out,
Yep.
base hell, and then
I
we don't
agree.
see you no more because.
I agree.
Yeah, so that,
I completely agree.
yes.
If you have to assign 2 people to go every time, I can assure you, if they 2 Black people, if they 2 Black people, don't let me send my Uncle John and my mama.
They gonna feed off each other too.
They see some old Black folk. Let me tell you why they get nervous when they see old Black folk. Because old Black folk do what? Vote. What about Black? Come on, first things. That's why. Because they do what? They vote. Right? Okay. So what I've shared with you first is a legislative update. We have, ladies, gentlemen, and young people, complete fools under the gold dome. Complete fools under the gold dome.
Can't believe it.
It is more ratchet than anything on Tubi. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah.
It's so ratchet under the gold dome, they need to put it on Tubi.
Gotta get the ratings.
Okay?
Right.
Okay. All they do is go down there and cut the food for 40 days and 40 nights. Okay?
And wait till the last day.
Okay. So we've taken the liberty, and Austin is also a part of our social justice framework. He's in an organization that's part of our social justice framework. So on the first page, we are sharing with you the Kill Bill. Not Quentin Tarantino, but the real Kill Bill. These are some of the bad things they have planned that we have to go down there and have visible accountability to stop. Okay? All right. So this is just a little bit of what we were able to kill them from passing. Okay? Then I want you to turn it over and look at some of the bad stuff. That they put out there. Okay? This is why you have to have a lobby day. Because you got to go down there and show up. Because they removed that. So they so crazy. When I go down there, girl, I've been having 2 Bibles. 2. And the phone Bible. Because it's just crazy down there. Right? And then as you can see, we did have some good bills. See how short that is.
A lot of bills.
Okay? But I can tell you, this isn't even all the craziness they do in 40 days. This is just the stuff that we care about and represent Georgia. It gets uglier and crazier. So we also want to make sure, and I'll send this to you as well, the Project 2025 tracker, because we do the same thing for the federal. And we're tracking all this stuff that Cheeto Satan and his friends are doing. Now, I know I ain't gonna be invited back now.
I'm using that. I'm using it. I'm using that.
But I'm gonna say,
I'm using it. I'm using it.
we track all these old bootleg, nothing on paper EOs, executive orders, legal bills, and other actions. All right? And so these are just a few of the places where we have to have visible accountability. I have these school board meetings at the top, because that's where it's a whole bunch of stuff going on that we need to be on top of. If Agent Orange and his friends are going to be closing the Department of Education,
That part.
you think we don't need to be at school board meetings? Trying to figure out how they're going to defund our babies. Okay? City council and county commission. All this squeeze that's happening in DC is squeezing these two things too. So we got to show up. Because that blinking light at the corner may be blinking for a minute. Okay? Board of election meetings. You need to go. You need to go. Because every month we got a purge going on with Brad Riffraff of 450,000 people. And then your local board of elections do purges as well. Okay? You hear me? They meet every month. At least Brad is at one time. These people meet every month in purge. Okay? So all my cousins be on the list. I'm going down there crazy. Leave her on the child. Leave on there. She ain't gonna do nothing but leave on. Because like my right to vote doesn't have an expiration date.
No.
I don't care whether I go or not. It should not have an expiration date. See, other people's votes was just their daddy going down there, landowner, college educated, heterosexual, white. He just went down there and registered. Okay? My side of this thing, blood had to be shed for me to be able to vote. So if I want to, I can. And if I don't want to, I can't. Because mine was bought with a price. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but mine bought with a price. So it's mine, you know, until I go to my next phase of life. Okay? Utility company meetings, you need to figure out when that happens. And town hall debriefs and public announcements with visible accountability as well. I want you to talk back. I know that, who was the secretary? She's so good. Yeah, this the best.
Shanika.
Man, that's a great thing.
Well, it's a tag team. They work together. They got.
Oh, they are amazing.
They good to
They, I don't know what else these other chapters do. And I don't care because ours is the best anyway. But the secretarial team, the emails are amazing. So media releases, newsletters, letters to the editor when stuff goes wrong. Let me tell you, you may say, well, people ain't going to the news. Yeah, but Power does. Power reads letters to the editor. Calls to action. Hey, follow us on all of our social media and you'll see our different calls to action. Austin is always doing calls to action. We'll tell you, call these people about this, call these people about that. We're trying to stop this. We're for that. We're against that. Right? And then last but not least, and I'll turn this into an active link, really pay attention to what the people there, C3 at the Georgia Budget and Policy Institute are talking about. Because if you really want to know, everybody in here is a taxpayer. Okay? not just rich folks on the hill. The last time I even went to the dollar store and bought one thing, I still had to pay taxes, right? I didn't give a lady $1 and she gives me back a penny for some 99 cents. So everybody pays taxes, right? GBPI shows us where all of that is going. Yeah. Do you know that our governor, Brian has a nice little surplus. Billions of dollars. He won't expand Medicaid.
Nope.
He won't help these rural hospitals to stay open. Doesn't care about Black maternal health.
Nope.
I don't even know if Brian answered his text messages back. He don't do so much, okay? He kind of leaves because he done left them stay on red, if you know what I mean. All right. So you have a copy of that. Okay. Next thing.
Next.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Last one. So because of all the stuff going on with Cheeto Satan and his band of merry idiots and the First Lady Elon Musk, I said, it's okay. I've been kicked out of other places. I know this is my first and last time Mr. Paul has anything. It's all right.
Yes, exactly.
And you know, my mama called him Elon Musk because he looked like he smelled.
He do.
You know, Black people don't like folk that smell. We don't like smell. Moving on.
I thought about that too.
You had too hard back there in that teacher. I bet you don't like no funk from nobody else. You be telling people that go put on some deodorant. All right. And y'all see all this deodorant stuff every time I commercial on. Buy this Lumi, put it on whole body deodorant. I was like, found these folks to find out they stink, huh? So I'm moving on. So I take it with me.
Oh my gosh! They were just talking about this on Higher Camry Show today. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm just
God!
like everybody figured out their smell. But
They
anyway,
just said that.
well, I'm happy about it because I'm tired of smelling it funky. Anyway,
He said on a rainy day.
it's all kinds of stuff. So one of the things that has happened and that our people are talking about on a consistent basis without having the language or the lexicon is foreign policy. Okay? If you are using terms like tariffs, if you're trying to figure out what's going on, is Walmart going to shut down, what's going to happen, because y'all look a little bougie in here. I know y'all mad about how much the avocado is going to cost, because y'all guacamole at Chipotle going up. So anyway, yeah, y'all look a little bougie. Look at them. How much these avocados going to cost? I got to have my guacamole. Okay. So, now y'all know we bougie and going in. Anyway, but all of these things are impacted by foreign policy. And Georgia is heavily impacted by foreign policy. What country or what nation is our largest trade partner? Who knows?
China.
Y'all need to stop buying all this Temu. Say that man like, I know who been hit now.
My kids do.
Temu, buy it off TikTok, all of it.
And she.
Y'all know that stuff ain't coming from America.
No.
But anyway, but all that y'all about to be buying from home folks. Now I can see they getting ready to put all this tariff on there. So we're having, because once again, this is visible accountability. a visible truth. We're having a training on foreign policy, how it impacts Georgia, what it's going to look like for everyday people, right? Because when you have a national leader talking about, well, they don't need $30, they only need $2, it's like, what?
Yeah, I heard that.
Right? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand when there's coded class language. It's not always race language. Sometimes it's class language. And sometimes corrupt power speaks from a place of privilege to insult us. Because none of us are going out here buying $30, right?
It does.
You know, but that's the same people to be like, well, we ain't gonna give her nothing because she gonna go and buy her baby some Air Jordan. I hope she do. Because when you want your Jordans, you go get them. I don't play that class stuff. You know, don't play that class stuff. Those are the games they play.
Mhm.
It's racial signaling.
Mhm.
Okay? All right. So when we talk about visible truths, we know that the whole platform of the NAACP is doing what? Speaking truth to power. This is actually a book by Martin Stanley. And when you get the deck, make sure it's not that expensive. Oh, look, I'm gonna look like that was a damn thing. Look at that. Okay, yes. Oh, sorry, I got distracted because I was like, wait a minute. I ain't even down that TikTok diamond. Okay. But anyway, but please get this book. You can read it just like that. Okay. So when we talk about our visible truths, our people are wondering what we are doing. Okay? Why are they wondering? Not to offend, but this is just the truth. Because white folk are marching all over the country, almost every day, 50 states, and we'll be talking about where the feds at?
Yo, she got the pen. Hold on, wait. Time out. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, wow. Who's on the ground? Let's go.
And our people are wondering
Wow.
who is speaking truth for us, right? They are wondering who is speaking truth to power for us. And so we have to understand, what does speaking truth to power mean? Well, it means to act courageously in challenging authority.
That's dope.
It means it's a nonviolent tactic used to demand change. It's a moral imperative. This right here makes the whole thing different because it's a moral imperative. It's an imperative about fighting for our humanity. It's a moral imperative that we speak truth to power. And then last but not least, like the ancestor John Lewis said, it's about taking risks because you got to get into what kind of trouble? Good trouble. Oh, I'm gonna pop. I'm sorry. So when we talk about visible truths, one of the reasons why it's so important that you as an individual and as an organization are engaged in visible truths is because, number one, look at the last thing there. Black people, especially Black men and Black youth, are heavily targeted with misinformation and disinformation. Okay. See, I'm a little gamer because it helps my little ADHD. And, I'm on Twitch. I follow Kai Sinat and Tony Rose and all those guys. And I started noticing that in the comment section, would be a lot of pro-Cheeto stuff. Okay? A lot of misinformation. But then I started noticing, because misinformation is just false or inaccurate, right? Like saying Kamala Harris ain't black. And she had been cooking collard greens and doing bus stops. And went to my alma mater, Howard University. Ain't you nothing. But she ain't black. It's the misinformation, right? But then we have disinformation. That's intentional. And no hit on you, brothers, because I love y'all. But y'all love this disinformation. So every time I went to the barber shop, they even had me over at with the loctician place. Okay, have you? Let me tell you something. Every time I went to one of these loctician shops, it was a G-Wagon and a Range Rover. I started to go learn how to do it on YouTube. I'm going to start twisting and doing me some lock. So I can have me a G-Wagon. But it's all of this disinformation. Kamala locked up everybody.
Yes, I heard it at the barbershop too.
Cheeto is the one that gave you the biggest check.
Yep.
Cheeto gonna give you another check for $5,000.
Yep.
All of this intentional misleading stuff. You know,
You weren't even there with us at the barbershop.
Black women. You know, I saw one that said 70% of Black women are now preferring to date white men. That's intentional disinformation.
Well, that might be true because the brother's in jail.
Well, now, I
Cheeto put it
said everybody in there, Lord have mercy.
Okay?
Well, that is true. But anyway, but it's intended, right, to send a certain message, to signal Black men in a certain way for how they interact with Black women. It has nothing to do with dating, nothing to do with romance, it has to do with disinformation.
Where did
Right?
you get this information from, though?
They make it up. It is literally made up.
But from where? Where are they getting this information? Because it's the same exact thing that I'm hearing in every barbershop that we go.
Every barbershop. How many of y'all heard about FBA?
What's
And ADA?
Oh, yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
What's the
Right?
right?
American Descendants of Slaves, Foundational Black Americans. All of these things intended to separate us, to drive us apart, to drive us from the pole, to cause friction amongst us, right? So that is why it's so important that you are invested in real, visible truths. The people know when they want to get the right information and the truth that they come to Gwinnett at ACP. Or in your family, they come to you. Because if you start talking to parents of young men in your family, they will tell you, my son was saying some real crazy stuff last year, November and October, right? Oh, what was he saying? Yeah. And then there are these places where our young people are going in the dark web. Okay? We found out that our young people get their news from YouTube and TikTok. Right? So here's somebody telling you how to vote and trying to sell you some bras and pants.
That's funny. That's funny.
The lady that was doing all that talking, I used to follow legs. Now she's selling bras, panties, click on the cart. Right? So it's very important because what we have to understand is this. The spread of misinformation and disinformation, it has affected our ability to do public health, address climate change, maintain a stable democracy, and just more. And the bad guys have more people that are listening to them than the good guys. So that is why all of us have to talk to one another. We have to be the people who are spreading visible truths. All right, that is the end for me. Sorry if I went over time. This is all of my information. I would love to hear from you. And the last thing that I have for you in terms of visible truths, years ago, the most important document that you can read today to understand how important our visibility being our strength is. It is a letter written by Dr. King from the Birmingham jail. Not a long read, a few pages. My good friend Cliff Albright, who's one of the co-founders of Black Voters Matter, everywhere he goes now, he is sharing Dr. King's letter from the Birmingham jail. This is one of the best examples of visible truths that is on record. And when you read it, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, this is 19 what?
We're gonna get this.
Nothing changed.
You'll be like, 19 what? So everywhere I go, I like to make sure that it's interactive, that I arm you with information. I'll be sharing with the secretaries and with our president the trainings that we do. They are free. I have good food and a DJ, so come. Now, my trainings are fun, so we have good things. But I would love for you to come to learn about what is necessary to be ready to run, even if you're not considering running, but you know someone else is running.
Yes.
Or if you're considering leadership in some type of way, please come.
So,
President, thank you for inviting me.
no.
That was awesome.
Good job, Yvonne.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good job. Did y'all have any questions for Kimberlyn? Okay, so our first Vice President Kimberlyn got some quick questions.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the slide back.
I don't have no answer.
John, she said email.
So the first question I had, I see in the flyer that there's 3 trainings going on at the end of June. Is there any other time training?
We're gonna do it in 3 different ways.
Right.
No,
This is,
Only
this
this
is,
is them?
yeah, the only thing on the flyer.
Okay.
That's in DC.
Okay.
You need to, you want to attend and all my dates are there for you?
More or less. So the Albany, I'll be in town, but that's 4 hours drive. The other ones I won't be here.
We are thinking about doing one virtual, so I would definitely make sure to let you know.
Awesome.
But if I have your email address, I'll still send you the material.
Okay, I got your information. I'll share my information.
Okay, great.
Second question is, you kind of glossed on something.
You see? You see? I love her. I love her. I'm taking you on the road with me. Let's go. Every minute. She here for every minute, John. We gonna get you.
The second question I had for you was, you glossed on the where you the vote. Now my understanding is that it's something that we can see that remove your names from the roster.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that so we know what's going on?
So Brad Riffraff will be doing one of the largest voter purges in the history of our country. They will be removing 450,000 people in Georgia from the voter roll. Okay. Now, what does that mean for some people? There will be some people who will be, and the good news is, they are so happy about what they do. They literally share the whole spreadsheet. Yeah. So once they do it, we just go to the website and we have the whole spreadsheet of 450,000, and we can sort them by county.
They did that last year.
So the thing about the purges is this. Some of the people on there will be truly moved on. Because it can't be completely found, addresses are messed up, they use the post office system and figured out, oh, John has moved to Seattle, Washington, this person has died, all that kind of stuff, right? Everyone else is moved to something called inactive status, okay? And being moved to inactive doesn't mean that you are no longer on the roll. It means that you need to activate yourself, okay? And you activate yourself in one of three ways. You can call them and cuss them out. I'm just
I like that.
I know that's how you don't put my name back on. But anyway, you can call them because you're going to get something in the mail that lets you know in advance that it's coming. It'll have all the numbers, email addresses, and the contact. Unfortunately, Georgia is one of the most transient states in the nation. So people are constantly moving. People don't always do the change of address stuff. So sometimes it's really, they don't even know, right? So if you are lucky enough to actually get the communication, they'll have all the instructions on there. We have an election this year. So for all the people that end up in inactive status, all they have to do is vote in the primary, take their, now you know that you're going to try to be tripping back a real ID. And all that, I don't try to do that, but I'll try to get a quarter. Anyway. Okay. You know, something else is down my path. You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. So you'll go with your ID to vote. You go on and vote. They put you through and you're back. If you are completely removed, you have to totally re-register yourself.
Within a
And
certain
you have
time
to do
before
it
voting.
by the deadline.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So that, Mr. First Vice, is the situation that we're in. Almost half a million.
And now, this is something that they are able to do because the FEC allows them.
Well, they are able to do
Or
it.
that's some administrative process like that.
That's what they claim.
Yeah, clean up the whole.
Yeah, that's right. Tell it, Mom. That's right. They claim that helps with the data. Now, you're an IT person, and you know one line of your name and address is how much weight
Very good.
on the data, right?
Very extremely.
But they claim that they're trying to keep the data. Trying to keep everything. If you go and look, Kamala Harris lost Georgia, it's about 70,000 votes.
She ain't lose, Georgia. Anyway.
Next year is the what kind of election?
Governor.
All your state offices,
Yep. And senator.
okay? They understand the game they're playing.
Yep.
Even though Leader Abrams lost in 2022, she still only lost by a little under 500,000 votes. Is everybody clear? Everybody understand?
All right.
So everybody keep checking your business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it for your family and spend them the way.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. First Vice, is that all?
Yes, that's it, that's it, that's it, man. That's it, man.
One last thing.
No, Doc, you gotta put a lid on him.
Wait. Hold on.
You have to put a lid on him, otherwise he's gonna keep going.
You can't come back. We're keeping you. You ain't going nowhere. We'll make sure you got a place. Right, Mr. President?
Okay, man, she's a member. I can't kick her out.
She said that, Doc, she said she's a
All
member.
right, so as we get ready to wrap up, and wrap things up, just want to make real quick a few quick announcements. Again, our Malcolm's event is May 17th at the Bogan Park Community Center, May 17th, Saturday at 1:30. So please join us for that. Our website and forward to the events tab and purchase your tickets. Our next general meeting will be on June 12th at 7 o'clock, right back here at the Net Justice and Administration Building. And finally, as Kimberlyn stated, again, please reach out to her office if you consider running for office. City Council will be on the ballot this fall. You still got time to start preparing for that, Mayor, as well as, of course, if you're a voter, can't run for this position, but you need to be prepared to vote for this position, and that's Public Service Commissioner. Primary elections start in June next month. And of course, this fall, you'll have to go to your regular early voting precinct to vote for that. If you live within the city limits of Snellville or Lawrenceville, any of the 17 municipalities, you'll have to go to your local town hall to vote for those particular elections. Finally, the governor's race is an important race, but I would say equally as important, all the other different races that are happening, House and Senate races. The next equally important race is the state attorney general. We have to elect a state attorney general that is willing to vote for these bad bills and executive orders. That is the equally most important position that will be on the ballot. We will have a candidate focused on state AG. And finally, the last thing I will say, y'all sit down till I adjourn the meeting. The last thing I will say before we wrap it up is we will, as NAACP, have a in-person town hall. So like you've been seeing these State of the People with our state conference and our national NAACP all across the country, we plan on doing a version of that, but at the county level. So we will try to target at least 4 different parts of the county between now and going into next year. So we'll probably try to do 2 this year, 2 next year, or even 1 this year, 3 next year. So depending on how all the different organizations schedule, we will have a town hall where we will be coming to the people, trying to get an idea of what's happening locally that y'all want us advocating on. If I take my bed off and put my whole EC in the house. So with that being said, please be on the lookout for that later in the year for those information on those town halls. And thank y'all again for joining us. Meeting now is adjourned.
Yes.
Still exposed.